Hey everyone, how you doing? You doing all right? So, we're now going to be coloring SDL3. Let's get started. So first, what we're going to do is, well, I'm going to explain it. So, in SDL3, colors are basically R, G, B, A, and each of these values represent one byte. So R is gonna we represent R in hexadecimal format with 00 or FF or anything between. FF is the biggest value that a integer can hold, not integer, that a byte can hold. To be more precise, an unsigned byte can hold, which is 255. So basically it is 255, 255, 255, 255. That the maximum value that each R, G, B, A that they can hold. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 bytes, which is 32 unsigned bits. So we can do this. Color red is color red. You can do equal. You can do the weights plus. Yeah. You can do it like this. So we can write that as, so FF to represent the first byte, 00 to represent the second byte, which is gonna be G. 00 to represent the third byte, which is B, and FF to represent the alpha value, which is the last byte, which is A. This will be our color red, and we can write here in the parameter put something like UN32 color. Print this more, and now now in here we can write something like color, right? Well, there's a problem here. This still takes three. It takes 3 arguments. The parameters. I just gonna call it arguments. It takes 3 arguments. So, we basically have to take the color into 3 arguments. But if we run it, you'll see. Whoops! I forgot to edit this color red. When we run it, you'll see, well, it's just a white square. Well, the reason why is because, again, each of these take a single byte, and this is 4 bytes. So if it's taking a single byte, what color is doing is color is reading from the first byte, which is this one. So if you have it like this, all SDL3 is gonna do, the function is gonna do is just read this, then the next one read this, and then read this, and then read this. What we need to do is we need to bit shift it to the first value. So if it's on the last value, FF, which is R, we gotta bit shift this all the way to be this value. So we need to shift it by 1 byte, by another byte, and by the last byte. If we put this into bits, this is going to be 8, because 8 bits is a byte. So we shift it once, it's 8. So shift it again, 16. Shift it one more time, 24. So it's gonna be 24. And then for the second one, now we're here. We gotta shift it to the last again. So it'll be 8 and the 16. So it's gonna be 16. And then for the B, we gotta shift it to the last. So it's gonna be 8. Okay, we bit shifted by 8. And for the last one, well, it already goes to the last value. But what we need to do here is something more specific. We need to ampersand it with 0ff. What this is basically doing is that it makes sure that the value color matches with 0xff, which is the maximum value that an unsigned byte can hold. An unsigned byte can hold. And since we want the alpha value to be max, we make sure we have the ampersand there with the value we want the color to be. Now we run it, you'll see it's red. But the problem is that we still have to write all this big chunk here, and nobody wants to write shift. It's just gonna be a pain in the ass. So what we can do is we can make a define, and we can say, and we can have this define be something like color, and we can make it so in each color we shift it. We shift it by these value that we put here. So color, shift, color, shift, and then we shift it. The last one we ampersand it to show that we want the specific value. So then we can do something like color. And there we go. But this also has a problem, and it'll give us an error, and it says, but oh, actually I need to change that. Color. Oh, never mind. It's not a problem. Okay, never mind. So if we run this, you can see we get the exact same thing. All this is doing is just so whenever the compiler sees color, what it does is that it takes color and it expands it to this. So it sees that parameter. So whatever parameter you give to color, it'll do whatever this thing is, all for you. This is a nice thing about defines. You can stop right there, but like I said last video, I like having enum classes and having like colors. So what we can do is we can have color red. And color red is gonna be FF0000FF, and we can have color green be 000x 00FF, and color blue be 0x 0000FF. Now it's gonna give us an error here, so let's see what the error is. Enumerator value evaluates to 4 million something, which cannot be represented to type int. Gonna be narrowed to type int. So what this is saying to us here is that enum classes immediately thinks of all these numbers inside here as integers. We gotta tell it. You can even see it right here. This, if we can now tell it to read this as an unsigned 32 integer. So the way we do is we just do colon, and then we put in the data type we want, UN32. So now it reads every of these data types as a unsigned integer. So now what we can do is, instead of having UN32 here, we can instead pass in our enum class. We can do colors, be color. And now this is gonna give us an error. It's gonna say invalid operand to expression colors and int. Use of declare identifier color red. Then we'll fix that. That's from the bottom. In fact, we can do colors. What did I name it? Colors. I didn't caps it. Colors. colors. And now I can go back down here. I can just do this. In fact, I can just go to the specific line. So 137 down. There we go. So colors and color red. And then here it's gonna argue to us when colors and ends. So in here we still have the same problem where it keeps thinking we're messing with integers. So we gotta just convert it to a type 32. Sorry, inside of it. So type 32. And that's it. That's it. Now we can do something like we can run it. And as you can see, look at that. And if we do something like color green, it'll reflect that. We can even have color yellow. You have color yellow. So color yellow, which is going to be 0x FF. So yellow is red and green, no blue, and we have the alpha value max. So if we go down here, we can do the color yellow or Enum. And we have our color yellow. However, wouldn't it be better to switch? Wouldn't you like to switch colors on the fly? Well, since since this takes an enum argument, an enum class argument, what we can do is we can have enum. We can have colors rect. In fact, even better, since we have our entity, we can go to our entity type and give it a colors. I'm gonna move this down here and give it a colors color. So now our entity is able to our entity now holds a color that it can be. So now we can go here where we initialize our entity and give it its values, and we can give the entity a color. We can say colors. So by default it's gonna be red. And if we go here, we go square color. It's gonna read the color that it has, and it's gonna be red. And better yet, if we can make it so we can change colors if we press a key. So let's say we press SDL key R, red. We can make so rect. Sorry, SDL color B colors red. And we can make G be colors green. We can make B be colors blue, and we can make Y be color yellow. And then now we can just run it, and you see our square. Or we'll press G is green now, B is blue now, and Y is yellow now. And if you do it really fast, actually I'm not gonna do it. I don't know if I don't know how to properly adjust it for if you have like epilepsy. But if you don't have it, you can do this code, and then if you press it really fast, you'll see that there's instances where like the colors combined, and you'll see something like orange or not baby blue, turquoise. It's like that. It's like the bluish, like the light bluish, that like that nice light blue, something like sky blue. Sorry, I'm not that great with like with color theory. But yeah, that's about it. Really short video. This is how I do my colors in SDL3. So far, I haven't had issues with it, and I prefer it this way. I think it's just more neater, organized, and just works so well. You can also just have like your own color here, defined as a macro. That's what define is as a macro. You can define it here like color black, and they have 0 0 0 0 0 FF, and then you can just have color black in your thing here, But I with like an UN32 type, you can and you can have color, and on the bottom you can put color black. But I don't really like using macros because first of all, we're in C++, and sadly I cannot find a way in C++ to be able to like do this. Like I was thinking like maybe with templates, but then with templates you still have to do the same stupid bullshit of having like 3 arguments to like put the so I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it like this. I'm just gonna use C stuff. I'm gonna use macros. And I personally I prefer having something like this for things like color. I think it just looks more organized and makes more sense. It's like, okay, you're in colors, accessing the color red. It's more human readable. So that's it. Alright, bye guys. And have fun coloring.